Good morning, welcome to another video. As you can probably see, you can probably tell from up there, a lovely overcast day again today. We've got this weather pattern at the moment. It's been happening for certainly 3 or 4 days, if not a little bit longer, whereby we've got very little wind, thick overcast sky, but bizarrely quite high pressure, 1029, somewhere around there. Now, I've come to this small river, this is Stour, because again, it's in a beautiful condition. It's as clear as I've ever seen it. We've got about 2 foot of visibility. So I've come out to do a bit of trotting again today, just to take advantage of these wonderful trotting conditions. Same conditions as the Avon really. The Avon's in this really nice condition as well, but we've been struggling down there of late. And I saw some match results from yesterday, that being Sunday, and it was one with £5. And a few people were sort of scraping £1 together. So yeah, it's really not fishing well, the Avon, hence coming up here. So I'm going to do perhaps 2 or 3 swims, similar to what we did a few videos ago on this river, but this is a completely different stretch. Don't fish this one too often. As you see, I'm just chucking a few bits of mashed bread in. I'm going to concentrate on maggots again, just so we catch everything, really. That's the plan. We've got a nice run in here, below a little bit of cover, as you can probably see around there. It's going to be running the stick float down through here. That's the plan. As I say, we'll concentrate on maggots, but I'm just going to prime a swim or 2 with a bit of mashed bread. I think what we'll do, we'll have a walk up perhaps 100 metres just up there. We'll prime another swim. We'll come back here and get cracking. Well, we've got another one here. As I say, we'll just prime it up with a bit of mashed bread I've got in this bag. Looks like this one's been fished. They're not too distant past. But I was talking to a chap, I bumped into a chap a week or so ago up in the car park. He went past and asked me how I was getting on, and I was just literally just starting. And he said he'd had a go. So he may well have been in here. He said he'd had lots of bits and pieces and a few chub, up to a couple of pounds. So this might be a good bet. I think he was probably in here looking at this. Right, I'm not going to go mad with the bait. It's a bit chilly this morning, as you can see from the woolly hat. The fact that I'm all wrapped up. It's about 10 degrees, I think, at the moment. But that should do. That should get them on the munch. If we're not doing any good, there's at least 1 or 2 swims further up I can think of that we can have a go in. But we'll just play it by ear, really. If we're doing well in a swim, happy to stick it out. If it goes quiet, or if we're not doing well, happy to have a move as well. Right, let's get back to that first swim and have a crack in there. I've got a couple of rods with me. Basically my light trotting setup and my heavier trotting setup. I'll stick all the information on everything I'm using down in the description below. Suffice to say, my light setup is my Advanta X5 13 foot float rod, Stour 123 close face reel, and a 2 gram Drake alloy stem stick float on there. My heavier setup, if we use it, I will run through as and when. But for now, I think we'll have a crack. Red maggots is all I have. So red maggots is what we'll use. We'll get this rod set up and we'll crack on. Well, hopefully we can have a few fish out. Hopefully we can have some nice surprises. Last time we were on this river, you saw that video, we had a cracking perch out, £2 perch doing this. And in that regard as well, I've bought some worms with me. Raided the compost heap, got some worms, so I'll have a go with them as well at some point. It's a bit of a slack over there, we'll perhaps drop a worm into in a minute. We shall get the keep net in if it seems appropriate. It's obviously chucking stuff straight, fish straight back is not the best idea necessarily, especially on a tiny little river like this. We want to be in this flow in here. Certainly looks the sort of place you'd find a few fish, this. Bit of pace on to run the float down. Alright, that was a bit of a bite, I think. Right down the bottom. Float dipped, and again. Unless we're starting to catch bottom down there, maybe. It's quite a long way down. We've got a stepped stick float on. I might, if I'm going to get bites down there, I'll put a dome top one on so we can see it a bit easier. Let's go a bit deeper as well. Just play with this depth until we're trundling along somewhere near the bottom. Ah, clearly we are now. If we're not doing any good on maggots, as I say, we can go on bread. I would like to fish maggots really, just so we catch anything that might be down there really. I'm just hoping the overcast sky is going to help with the fishing, because this river, as I say, is very clear. We'll have 20 minutes, half an hour in here. Obviously, if we're not doing anything, we'll have a move. I think we're dragging bottom now. So I'd guessed it just about right. Sort of wondering today whether we might have been better off fishing the ledger next to cover. And quite possibly we would be better off doing that. But looks like we're getting some bites, because that's gone through there. Purely because of the clarity in the water. I think these are bites. I don't think this is. I think these are bites. I don't think this is the bottom. Perhaps it's smaller fish. I've got double maggot on. Yeah, very sucked. Right, let's go single maggot. Yeah, there's some fish there now. Yeah, maggots are sucked. That's a good sign. That's what I love about trotting. That time it just took a completely different line. I put it in the same place. It's a completely different line, gone right over there. Beginning to think this is minnows. Oh, we're in. That's right down the bottom. This feels like a half decent fish as well. I ran through that time. I think this is probably a chub. He's trying to do us over there. I would imagine so. God blimey. Oh no, he's got us in those weeds. No, he hasn't. Come on. He's trying to. I think he has. I have to go down. I think we'll try and extricate him. Oh, this will be frustrating if he's done us in there. He certainly got us in there. Just the float, I think, at the moment, perhaps. It is just the float. Right. We've got back in mid-water. Gosh, putting a bend in this rod. Blimey. Here's a chub. Oh, he's a nice one. Go on, let's try matey. Oh, got him. Wow, that's a cracking start. Let's come down here. Probably disturb the swim a bit. Wonderful stuff. Oh, you see, he got us in all the weeds. Right, let's get some of this off. Well, we got him. Hold him up over the net. How's about that? That's a cracking start, isn't it? Wonderful. Wow, I'm over the moon at that. As you can imagine, I'm sure. I thought we'd catch a few roach and stuff. I say it's quite a long way down the run. And by that tree, you can see. Certainly can't complain about that. That's a cracking fish to start with. Right over that other side, tried to do us in those weeds, reeds. Nearly did. Right, I've tried to keep that in, as you can see. I think with this water being so clear as well, if that chub was down there with any of his mates, they've realise what's going on. We've spooked them, which I'm not surprised at all. Surprised I took that chub down there, to be honest. Would have thought they'd be up in this area more. I can certainly see that float better now. Down there. Well, I can see it as opposed to not being able to see it. That is weird. Very weird. You're not getting bites off anything else. Can't believe there's just a chub in this pool. There's no roach or dace or anything like that. Can't believe it for a minute. But it's looking that way. Oh, it's very quiet in here since we've had this this chub. I'm amazed we've not had anything smaller. You know, chublets or roach, dace, who knows what. Nothing, absolutely nothing. So I think we'll have this one run through and then we'll move. Plenty of swims to have a go at. We can give this chub his freedom as well. Right, next up, the swim we baited. It's hardly moving. You have to run over that on that far side, I think. I dropped the bread in here just so, you know, I knew it would settle in there. Obviously now we want to be running through the swim. So I'm going to get a bit more out in that flow. I've not got too long a run in here because there's a bit of cover on this inside. There's a bit of a raft, and if we go much past that, we're going to struggle, I think. I'm sort of becoming less convinced about this swim, to be honest. First glance, it looked quite nice, but yeah, I'm not convinced now. We'll give it half hour. Well, we just caught bottom. We're only about 4 foot deep, so there's not much depth in there. Well, I can't buy a bite in here. Well, I say that, I think I've had one. A few dips, float went under, came back up, I missed it. Apart from that, not a sniff, not a sucked maggot, nothing. That's a bite. Yes, it is a bite. What's this? Nothing massive. It feels like a roach or a dace or something. Oh, look at that. That's a nice dace, isn't it? We lift him just about. Oh, no, it's not. It's a chublet. He fooled me. There we go. Well, it's a start. It's a start. Right, one more cast. It's certainly not going crazy in here. We've had one bite since we had this little chublet, and it was a little fish bite. The float was just dipping and then it popped under. I struck into nothing. I suspect a minnow. Okay, next up, it's got this nice little run through here. I don't know if I've ever fished it before. Certainly not on the float. I'm not going to put any mashed bread in this time. We'll just see if anything happens without landing out of the ready, just in case. Right, I think I made an executive decision. This is not working. It's clearly not working. I thought we'd be getting lots of bites of lots of different species, and it's just not happening. We've done 3 swims now. I've been in here, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes. I don't think I've had a bite. Not one that was worth striking at anyway. So, that being that, I think we're wasting our time doing this. Obviously we've had a chub and that chublet, but aside from that, nothing. You know, like I say, I did think perhaps we'd catch some roach, some dace, who knows what. They just don't seem interested at the moment. I can't believe we haven't been in front of some. So as I say, made an executive decision. I'm going to go and ditch the float rods. I'm going to grab a ledger rod. We'll do a bit more of a roving session. We'll get and fish some bits of cover with worms and bread. See what we can catch that way, because as I say, this is not working. So I have, as mentioned, I've changed the float gear out for some ledger gear. This is my Stour Power Mesh £1.25 test curve rod, GSBR LT 3000 reel, and my standard adjustable running ledger rig that I always use. If you want to see how I tie this up, then I will link you to a video in the description and up there. What we're going to do is go on a plug it feeder, which I've got somewhere. Put a bit of mashed bread in, and then we'll go on either bread or worm. I might even go maggots at some point, who knows. We'll just see. For now, bread and worms, I think, are the way to go. Chubs seem to want to play ball. I'm not sure about anything else. What I also did as I was walking down is I just dropped a bit of mashed bread in a swim a bit further up by a bit of a raft. A bit disappointed, if I'm honest, that wasn't working earlier. I mean, we caught that lovely chub, I can't complain, but it just wasn't really working, was it? The nice mixed bag I had I'd hoped for, I was going to say in store, I'd hoped for, just wasn't materialising at all. Nothing going on. Right, now we've got a nice raft down there, as you can see, huge raft. So we're going to fish down to that. See if we can winkle anything out. Right. We'll hold this rod. Try bread first. If nothing happens, we'll get on worms. All right. A bit of an interest then. Bit of an inquiry. Yeah, there's something there. Oh, just extended my landing handle. Oh, blimey, someone's after me. Someone's really after me. What's this? Oh, it's come off. Well, I was very distracted because someone was ringing me. So that's annoying, because that's the first cast. And we just bumped something off, so we probably killed the swim as well. And the lesson of that is extend your landing net out first and turn your phone off. Well, we're nearly out of swims. I really thought we'd do better on this as we were struggling on the float, but blimey, this is impossible. This river is in wonderful condition from a sort of trotting point of view, but from a past experience of how it fishes point of view, it's not in great condition. It's far too clear, really. But obviously that's what you need when you're trotting. Right, we'll have a drop in round this corner, just near this tree. See if there's anyone at home there. There's a tree just round the corner of it, as you can see. There'll be some roots in the water. I was just about to say I don't think I've caught anything in this swim with this little water on, but I think that goes for all the swims, to be honest. I don't think I've ever fished this river with this little water on. And a few bit more proper rattles now. There we go. God, we've worked for this. Blimey. We have worked for this. Come on, out you come. Trying to get me under my feet, of course. Come on. Out. Where is he? There he is. Oh, he's a nice fish, actually. God blimey, come on. Out. God, that's a proper one. Well, that, oh, it's been worth the wait. Definitely. Wow. Well, as I say, he has made us wait. He really has. But we got there in the end. I'm going to have another 5 minutes in here, I think. I'll get him just down in the edge. I'd probably upset all the other fish in there, if there are any other fish in there, of course. We can rest him up down there. See if we can winkle his big brother out. No, that's it. I'm going to call it a day there. Need to go and get some stuff done. We've had a tricky old session there, but we had a few fish, so can't moan. It's been proper tricky, that has. Yeah, I thought we'd do all right trotting. I didn't necessarily think we'd catch anything of any size. There was always a chance, of course, but I thought we'd have a nice mixed bag. Nothing of the sort. A chub and a chublet. And that was it. No bites at all. Apart from that, it was very bizarre. He's been in there for 10 minutes. He's nice and recovered. So he's gone back. Yeah, what a strange old session. Yeah, I really did think that the ledger would work after the trotting hadn't. I thought the ledgering would, but this river is just very low and very clear. It's as clear as I've ever seen it, as I say. Well, dog wants to go home. Just before I go as well, I'd like to say a big thanks to Adam. Adam has become a patron of the channel through Patreon. So a big thank you, Adam. Welcome on board. Your support is much appreciated. I've sent you a direct message, so if you want to get back to me on that, that'd be great. And as I say, thank you very much for your support. So yes, now I'm not sure what I'll be doing. I want to make the most of this weather. This week's going to be pretty much like this all week. So I do want to get out and do some tries. So perhaps we'll get back on the Avon, but it's been fishing really badly of late, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm not sure. We'll just suck it and see. For now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your wonderful support, and I'll see you again very soon.